There is a specific type of person who can walk into a room and instantly feel the temperature drop. They notice the fraction of a second pause before someone speaks. They see the forced smile. They feel the unspoken tension between two friends sitting on a couch. Mainstream culture loves to label this as a profound empath gift or a highly intuitive superpower. But it is not a superpower. It is a highly tuned survival habit that is quietly ruining their lives. This extreme, exhausting awareness did not come out of nowhere. It is a brilliant and necessary adaptation. As children, many of these individuals grew up in unpredictable or highly volatile environments. To survive, they had to learn how to measure the heaviness of footsteps in the hallway. They had to memorize the exact sound of a door closing to know if a parent was angry, exhausted, or safe to approach. Their brain did exactly what it was supposed to do. It kept them safe by predicting the emotional storm before it hit. It is a perfectly valid, understandable physical response to an unstable world. But here is the harsh truth. The storm passed a long time ago, yet their body is still braced for impact. This behavior is not a mystical sixth sense. It is just a physical nervous system stuck in a constant state of alarm. Their throat tightens, their chest constricts, and their muscles tense at a simple, meaningless shift in a coworker's tone. The mechanism that once kept them entirely safe is now actively malfunctioning. Because these individuals are no longer fighting massive daily childhood adversity, their brain has lost its sense of scale. Without real, undeniable danger to process, the mind begins to magnify minor social frictions, a slightly delayed text message, or a short, distracted response from a friend. A basic level 3 problem is violently amplified by their nervous system into a level 8 crisis. They feel genuine, physical panic over a completely ordinary misunderstanding. When someone is trapped in this state of constant observation, the fallout is devastating to their actual adult life. Career sabotage. They constantly overread their boss's moods. They assume a quiet morning at the office means their work is terrible or they are about to be fired. They become hesitant and start constantly asking for unnecessary reassurance. Eventually, leadership notices this fragility. Bosses stop handing them tough, high-stakes projects because they simply cannot handle the normal friction of a difficult task. They lose respect and they get passed over. Relationship destruction. They turn their romantic partners into prisoners of observation. Because they notice every sigh and every shift in posture, they are endlessly asking, "Are you mad at me? What did I do?" Soon, their partner feels like they are walking on eggshells, afraid to even yawn or look out the window without sparking an interrogation. Honest communication dies. The partner pulls away out of pure exhaustion, and thick resentment builds. What happens if nothing changes for these people? They will eventually suffocate the exact careers and relationships they are so desperately trying to protect. By trying to predict every negative outcome, they guarantee it. These individuals must break the physical loop of assuming and reacting. The truth is, society out there contains countless complex people carrying an endless array of their own emotional issues. It is a ridiculous waste of energy to constantly worry about everyone's attitude or to try to figure out how to change how other people communicate. Trying to change another person is virtually impossible, and it is simply not their job. When the familiar panic sets in, when a boss sends a blunt text or a partner suddenly goes quiet, when the chest constricts and the mind screams to analyze what they did wrong, they must stop immediately. Instead of trying to extinguish an invisible fire, they need to anchor themselves with a cold, liberating truth. Their emotions and attitudes are their responsibility. I cannot teach them how to behave. I just need to focus on doing my own job. Then, they must physically step back and continue living their own life. They need to finish typing that email, go pour a cup of coffee, finish reading their book, and completely ignore the other person's ambiguity. They must accept that everyone has their own life to manage. And finally, give their exhausted nervous system the full permission to let the world go.